What do what do you talk about a lot about bipolar and how it's a factor in suicide? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, the depressive state in bipolar, it's manic, depressive, and then in the middle there's this amazing thing called hypomania, which is very attractive. You're charismatic, energetic, don't need a lot of sleep, take inspired risks. When they turn out, you look like a genius. But the depressive state in bipolar is actually more dangerous than simple depression. The rate of suicide for folks living with bipolar is higher because in that depressive state, you're lower and you're at higher risk for suicide.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of famous people that we mentioned. You can probably know, recite them that you would say were bipolar and they committed suicide.
Yeah. And there are people who are bipolar who are extremely successful because when you're in the manic or hypomanic state, you get a lot accomplished. There's the poster boy for me is Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football. He was the first freshman, I think, to win the Heisman and went on to a professional career, but washed out of the Cleveland Browns after 2 years because he lives with bipolar. He figured that out after he left the NFL. He'd been self-medicating with beer, which is, it works for a time, but it's not a good long-term strategy. The good news is he got diagnosis and treatment, and he's trying to work his way back into football. But he achieved some amazing things living with bipolar. In my TEDx talk about how everybody I've ever met who's not completely dysfunctional, who has mental illness, has some kind of superpower. They're artistic, they're funny, they're great singers, great writers, politicians, hyper successful. So I believe mental illness is a combination of mental illness and mental ableness. The wiring is the same. It's just that, with the mental disability comes these mental abilities that neurotypical humans just don't possess.